Today is day 45 of Occupy Los Angeles, and you're watching Inside Out News.
Since we constantly have permission from the filmmakers, and since we constantly have this, this kind of positive result, why are you only educating basically Wall Street and Orange County as to their questions, which became a matter of essentially absolutely no reason at all? Hence, operation, occupation, education, every nation. What we're going to try and do, what we're going to try and pull off over the course of probably the next 3 weeks before the launch date is frankly the largest teach-in in the history of the world. We have 23 grievances on the Occupation Declaration. They're very clear. They're all on different subjects. We have 23 films, we have 23 filmmakers, and we want to try and do them in 300 occupations.
Day 2 of the protest festival continued on Saturday with a teach-in that brought in people from Occupy Long Beach, Occupy Pasadena, and even Occupy Orange County. About 30 people gathered over at Pershing Square in the morning for various teach-ins on economics, discussions by various nonprofit groups, and a performance by the Theater of the Oppressed. We interviewed one of the organizers from Occupy Orange County and talked to him a bit about the differences and similarities between the two occupations. And here in Los Angeles, Occupy LA has had some problems. They've had drug issues. They've had apathy issues where they've got maybe 300 or so tents, but they can only get 40 people on average to come out to a march. Is that a little bit different for you because you have a smaller group there?
No, the proportion of people are people, absolutely, in every movement, no matter where you go. And so that's not a surprise to me. We have the same ratio of apathy. We have the same thing happen every Saturday. Our large events are Saturdays. The larger marches, the people, the open mics, and the speaking of the soldiers, winter soldiers, and anti-war soldiers are speaking there today. A lot of people will show up for those marches and rallies. We had 1,350 people on our first march, but they do go home, and a lot of the time, I wouldn't say the apathy is a problem yet, because the village is small, but it's the same proportion as it is here.
What are you guys, what about in terms of drugs or violence? Have you had any issue?
Not only do we not have a drug and a violence problem, as far as I know, we're the only occupation that has never had to field more than one hard block at a time. And if people don't understand what that means, in General Assembly, one of the things that we do is we raise our arms in a cross to present a hard block, which signifies that you believe the proposal presents a danger to either the movement or the people of which it's comprised. And usually, if you hear, in a normal occupation, if you hear 4 or 5 hard blocks, you usher the process quickly by hearing 3 of them and moving on, or something like that. We've never had multiple hard blocks. We don't even have contention. Everything we do is basically unanimous to this day.
And what do you think makes Occupy OC so different in that regard? Why is it that you guys seem to have more consensus than any other group?
I think that because that was our established route to begin with. I think that since we started out with the policy of acting in good faith on behalf of the police and on behalf of the city, and doing whatever they tell us to do, that after we had our major victory, our initial victory of being able to be on the lawn, everybody who had contention, everybody who was riled up and really wanted to get out there and commit the first act of civil disobedience that they could, learned that it was a strategy, and that it became really clear overnight in their eyes that nonviolence was actually a strategy. And they hadn't seen it that way before, they just saw it as conformity. And now that we have so much more than other people, I mean, we have people coming to talk to us who are pastors and ministers, who are Republicans. We have people drop off hot food constantly. We have basically a really good relationship with everybody around us now, and I think that that's paid dividends to them. So there's not so much contention.
This week we will be focusing on the inner workings of the occupation here at City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. We will be sharing interviews with various members who are actually occupying here and who are part of the various tribes that have sprung up here as part of a new type of society that has been created here at Occupy Los Angeles. Our first interview is with a man named Angel who works in the Children's Village. You're here living here right now?
Yes.
Occupying. And what brings you out here?
Everything from this being the 50-year anniversary of President Eisenhower's warning to the nation about the military-industrial complex, to, of course, the issue that brought most of the people out here, getting extremely tired of banks being paid millions of dollars to fail while simple humans are put out on the streets when they do.
Do you go on a lot of the actions that are planned?
No, I usually work here. I go on some of them.
And aside from maintaining the kids' village or the children's village, what do you work on?
If there's like children's activities here and I know there's adults here, I'll go check on the food tents, see if they need anything. Quite often I go to classes. I've been to two different types of pacifist training. One's the theory of it, the other the practical application. And since I know absolutely nothing about finances, I've gone to a few finance classes. I attended a couple first aid classes. I've been certified to be a food handler. And
do you think that, have you seen less children at the occupation over the past week or so, or do you feel like there's been really no difference that parents they feel comfortable bringing their children over to Occupy Los Angeles?
The only reason we didn't have many children Saturday was terrible weather, and very few showed up. Other than that, no, there's been plenty of parents with children.
So you would say that the occupation here is fairly family friendly?
In this section.
In this section, what about outside of this section?
I don't know if anybody would actually put kids in danger, but they have security. Chanticina has walked crack addicts out of here.
I would take it to 3 different sections. Tarp tribe around the corner. Tarp tribe. They call themselves Skid Row, Border Body tribe, and another tribe. So kids are safe.
Have you?
As safe as can be.
Yeah. Have you noticed a lot of drug use here over or increase in anything like that?
No. I know it exists. Of course, medical marijuana is a big issue in this state. I don't care for the issue because I don't think I should need medicine. I don't smoke pot anymore, but I'm from the old party animal days, and I don't know why the government's still doing that crap. As for the harder drugs, I know there's a few alcoholics here, and I've heard of other, but they seem to stay away from us. We keep a good defensive barriers up.
Tomorrow we will be at California State University Dominguez Hills, where the students there have organized a day-long strike. They will be holding protests throughout the day, and we hope to bring you a few interviews from the students there. This is Margot Paez signing off for Inside Out News. Good night.